They sent the video at 2:13 a.m. No note, no warning, just a link. I watched it once. Only once. That was enough to embed the sound of my brother's voice deep inside me. He was strapped to a chair beneath a bridge somewhere near Juarez. The camera shook, laughter echoing faintly in the background. The kind of laughter men use to mask their own fear. For 14 hours, he pleaded. For help. For mercy. For me. When he said my name for the final time, his eyes weren't on them. They were on the camera. On me. The feed cut out abruptly. Then a still frame lingered, a message carved into his skin before they ended him. Stay out of Mexico. I didn't move for a long time. The room was silent except for my own measured, deliberate breathing. I had been trained to withstand the worst that men could inflict on other men. But this wasn't war. This was personal. And they didn't know who I was. Master Sergeant Gabriel Rivera. Call sign, Ghost. 19 years. Delta Force. I'd interrogated men like them before. I knew their deepest fears. Luis wasn't supposed to be there. He had promised me he'd stay away after his first run-in with the Sinaloa boys. But he went back, said he could fix things. That was his mistake. Thinking honor mattered to men who sold death by the kilo. I had warned him before my last deployment. He laughed, called me a ghost even then. He didn't know how right he was. After the video, I called his wife. Her voice was cracked, too calm for someone widowed by monsters. She told me the cartel had mistaken him for someone else. Mistaken. I replayed that word in my head until it felt like a lie hiding in grief. She knew more than she let on. I heard it in the pauses, the subtle hesitations. The betrayal didn't just come from Mexico. It was closer, domestic, familiar. For 3 days, I gathered everything. Flight manifests, cartel leaks, border crossing reports. I didn't storm in. I watched. I observed. I always found the truth in silence. Her phone records told a story she would never speak aloud. Daily calls to a number in Baja, a number tied to Capitan Mendez, a former federal turn trafficker. Luis had mentioned Mendez once, calling him a friend. I traced the payments, transfers, and dates. And there it was. 2 weeks before my brother's death, she had wired money to Mendez. A small amount, enough to avoid attention. But I saw the pattern. Regular. Consistent. Predictable. She hadn't been his victim. She'd been his bridge. When Luis found out, he must have threatened to expose her, and Mendez made an example of him. Not to send me a message, but to silence her secret. The truth arrived in one document, a financial trail my contact in D.C. retrieved through encrypted channels. Her signature. Her account. Her guilt. She wasn't crying because she'd lost him. She was crying because she'd been caught. I didn't call. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I sent a single email. One attachment. The bank records. Her reply came an hour later. Please, Gabe. It's not what you think. I didn't finish reading. Halfway through, I closed it. People like her always think they can talk their way out of blood. That night, I booked a flight. Not to Mexico. Not yet. I had one last conversation to arrange with Mendez. We met at a cafe near the border, neutral ground. He didn't recognize me. Just another American in plain clothes. Coffee? He asked, smiling as though he hadn't signed my brother's death warrant. I nodded, watching him stir sugar into his cup of the hand that had ordered the execution. When he asked my name, I said, RIA? His expression shifted. He knew. Luis, he murmured. I said nothing. I slid a small USB drive across the table. Every account you've ever touched, I said. Every name, every partner. U.S. intelligence already has it. His hand shook. What do you want? Nothing. I said, you've already given me what I needed. I stood, left the cafe, didn't look back. 2 days later, the border agents found him alive. Stripped of assets, allies, hunted by his own men. I hadn't touched him. Didn't need to. I just exposed him. When I finally listened to the last minute of the video, the part one couldn't bear before, I heard something I'd missed. My brother wasn't begging anymore. He whispered one word. Forgive. It wasn't for them. It was for me. Forgiveness isn't in my nature. But I did something close. I let them live. Now, when I sleep, I don't see his face. I see theirs. Those who betrayed him destroyed each other, each trying to survive the truth I unleashed. Justice wasn't fire. It was gravity. All I had to do was let go. He suffered for 14 hours. I made sure the people responsible spent the rest of their lives reliving every secco.